Come on. Come on, show up. My channel say it's live, but it's not. Hang on. You're here! Let me check the volume. Hello? Hello? Okay. Lots of lag. Lovely. At least it's working. Come on, get out of this. Out of the menu. Out! Out! There we are. Here we are. Last day, I think. Day 5. But before we start before we start the Mona quest, we're still doing what's left of the official quest. Also, I did some stuff off stream. Mainly the riddle ravens, because I am good at ravens, but I just take a very long time. Also, I have a complaint. Those hitboxes for the ravens are ridiculous. Okay? They're too close together. Hello! Hello, my Sealies in chat. Have you survived the heat wave and you haven't just left the screen on overnight and just died somewhere, have you? I was totally hugging a hot water ball last night, but it was full of ice. Got a new bottle here, which I can just let. It's melting against my skin. Now I'm just drinking it when it cools. Sorry, when it heats up. Why am I so hyper today? I've no clue. We'll do these later. And we'll wait for a time. In the meantime... Wait. Ooh, that means something horrible happened yesterday. My resin capped. Just realised when I was teleporting to Leeway after I checked the map and realised, oh, my resin's capped. But I did do something else. Hang on, let me show you. Let's be honest, talent books aren't really worth showing on stream that much. I did grab Ballista Diona's stuff, and I just shoved whatever I had left into her normal attack. So that's Diona done. Well, apart from a few things like that. And her actual, she's still level 80. Let me grab my expeditions, and then we'll do the official thing.
Ad Astra Abbot.
Come on, hurry up, no lag. I hate the new official skin. I just do. Oh, I also did cooking, which I should be fetching right now. I'm going up here. And I did do something in the forge, I think. I probably need to reassign some of my expeditions to ores. I don't think I've got any left here, to be honest. Anyway, I have a plan after we do the Mona thing. Can you guess? And after the quest, I should have enough more to actually do something. Hopefully. Anyway, let's go. Where's the... No, no, there it is. It's a swanky place. If I remember rightly, I have to do one solo and the rest we can do in co-op. Which is apparently meant to be really lazy. And I'm not saying that because I looked up, because I didn't. I'm basing it off my previous experience. A big chunk of ice. Oh, Fischl used to be here. Strange. Okay, let's get the last of these. Here's hoping this is an okay team. I also went through the first levels, and I went and got all the chests. I like it how they've got these event domains so that you can just re-explore them at your will. At will, whatever. Uh-huh. So what you're saying is 3 hours with no Fischl, I think. I'm not actually paying attention in the slightest. Where are you? Point. Show up.
Solidify!
Rain outlines your fate.
What's my charge?
Rain
Really? Oh, you start off in the same area.
I will have order.
Get with me! Terrified! Rain outlines your fate. Witness
Hi. You got very bad timing.
Dawn, break forth!
I know it's nothing harming them. Well, once I've unlocked it, I will.
This is order.
out of my way! No, my sword!
What you're saying is this was really a rubbish place to do it.
Flames, purge!
Our bond is strong!
Okay, is that it? That it? Really? Was that it? Okay. Ah.
Just let me know if you ever find yourself in a pinch. I can help you out.
I have my old keyboard, but I don't. Come on, come on, come on. More fresh water. This chunk of ice is going to take all day to melt. In the meantime, I get lovely icy water the entire day. Let's see if I can find him here. Him, her. How do I request to join? I don't use this a lot.
If the Arataki gang stirs up any trouble, I'll drag every last one of them back to apologize.
Well, you're not going to reply. Hang on, let me check this. Oh! Prima gems! Yay! I'm going to do it 3 times. Did I do the other ones? Oh, I've still got to do stuff for you. Zingyans as well. No, who could I... You know what? Everyone's going to be using Song. But... Never actually tried just using Xingqiu. I want to see how his Water Lances work in co-op. I don't even know if they do or not. No one using anyone good? Ah, where's mine? Never actually used Xingqiu in this combination before. It's a weird one. Just realised we're all fighting fire enemies. But he's fully built. He's got all his artifacts, so he should be okay.
Let me lead you abreast. Time to act.
Catch me!
There is no escape.
Discipline!
Time to turn your power for what?
Xingqiu, your recharge is atrocious.
Illusion shattered. Now you Ram outlines your face.
I'll get shields.
It's showtime!
Body and mind. Let me weave you a verse. Illusion shattered.
Ah, I haven't been using the guard at all. Accept. We'll do it again. So apparently it doesn't do anything co-op. Glad I don't need to activate them. Just swipe in the direction and just glance them. I don't see any of these guard circles.
Rain outlines its fate. Let me weave you a verse. Body and mind. Now you shall perish.
Attaboy!
Rain cutter. To oblivion. Time to act.
It's showtime!
Time to act.
Okay, I got a few of them. Okay. I can get out of there. I'm annoyed that you only have to go for it 3 times. Though I probably complained last time we did an event like this that we did it. We had to go through it too many times. But the co-op version's a bit not very good, is it? Okay, let me just get out of here. His recharges for rubbish. Ah, gotta get all of them. Oops, for one. Oh, we got them all. That's good. We're going back to Xingyangs now, aren't we? So I didn't complete it. Yeah, you'll do fine. Oops. Oh, wait. Did I get it right? Huh? Okay. So we've got to activate this thingy as many times as possible. Let's help other people. I know I've reached my limit. I just need to do the thing. Oh wait, you're trying to enter my world, okay. Come on. Y'all in? We just need as much damage as possible, please. That'll do. That'll also do. We accept no Klee in this domain. If I remember, this is my domain, so I'm activating it. Okay.
Emerge, right here.
Oh, coming through!
Shine down. Right here.
Dodge! Break force!
I've also changed my artifacts for this.
Attaboy!
Inazuma shines eternally. There is no escape.
Race to the wicked!
Is that all? To oblivion. Right here. What a dreadful ending.
Bye, Miko.
Who wants
Admittedly, I'm not paying most of my attention to this.
Shine down.
It's showtime! Race to the wicked! Attaboy!
To oblivion.
Okay, I mixed it. I think that was enough. I was not paying attention. I'm not even sure if that was what I was meant to be doing. Genshin Impact is a very, very forgiving game. I am on my lonesome. I'm fine with that. Let me just check this. Come on. Oh, it's got to hit them when they're enhanced by shields. Okay. Was it 4 before? Okay. I think I'll move this on to solo, to be honest. Hang on. Okay. see no buffs, no shields.
Stabilize.
Stand with me! Rain outlines your fate. Huh?
Okay. Stop moving, I was stuck there for a moment. Does that count, you reckon, as a shield? Yeah. I really don't like this platform. Okay.
Order guide you.
Our bond is strong. No, my sword. Rain outlines your fate. Witness the power of Gawa.
This is trouble. This is order.
Stand with me. No, my sword.
This thirst is quiet. Solidify. I will have order.
I'll settle this. No, my sword. Let me read you a verse.
Dawn, break forth! Gather! Order guide you. Crumble!
Rain outlines your fate. Rain cutter. Lightning terrified. Dissipate.
Yeah, cover. Okay, exit stage, no seat. They don't give you a way to keep track, do they? Oops. That was actually a misclick. Okay. Okay. Whew. Let's just grab everything. We'll start with the Mora. Because we don't care about anything else. Oh. Oh yeah, because we've still got Mona's thing to do. I actually forgot that was a thing. Okay. Where would Mona's event be? Possibly here? I've still got to take a boat all the way up there. Because I know there's something there, I just don't remember it. Anyway, what time is it? Wait till 6. It's always 6. You wonder why the traveler's sleepy? It's because you're making me get up at the ass crack of dawn. Poor traveler. Rendezvous where? Rendezvous where? Should I say?
Stand with me!
Let me just heal myself. Not even much point healing Cookie first. The problem with Nzongli with so much health.
Bond is strong.
Takes forever to heal him. If I don't want to waste resources.
Everyone, over here!
Is everyone awake now? Mona says that she has something important to tell everyone.
The first glimmering daybreak after the return of the Immonakreich most certainly revitalizes one's innermost spirits.
What Main Fräulein means is that she is ready to take on the next challenge.
Oh, you would be. You missed one.
Rested and ready too!
Alright, then I'll get to the crux of the matter. I just peeked into my scry glass and there's a new mirage forming on that island over there. And I have a feeling that this one is my mirage.
Oh, so now it's Mona's turn. You were with us for all of ours. Seems like it's time for us to go with you into yours.
Well, I'm sure there's nothing to see, really.
She sounds
Lady
very, very worried.
Magistus, are you embarrassed?
No, absolutely not. It's not like I'm worried about everyone judging me after seeing my embarrassingly pathetic mirage or anything.
This emphatic no sounds rather like a thinly disguised yes.
Well, astrologists are often regarded as something out of this world, right? But what if my mirage is nothing like that?
Fret not. Your prinzessin is not so foolish as to entertain preconceived notions on how thy mirage should or should not present itself.
Yeah, me neither. Not that I have low expectations of you, Mona, but personally, I think you're a kind soul, and you shouldn't feel like you have to live up to anything more than that.
I'm sure Mona's mirage will stay true to her kind heart.
Yeah, all that pressure.
going in there just to do some sightseeing. There's other reasons too, right?
Really? Well, okay then. I suppose I'm not worried as long as everyone doesn't get too excited. All right then, let's get going.
So was it the Midge Island? Yeah, it was the Midge Island. The tiny one compared to the rest of them. Not gonna lie, this heat's making me feel a bit ill.
According to my scryglass, we've arrived at the Mirage. Okay, let's find the entrance first.
Is that it? Over there?
That thing's been there a while.
Huh. This looks like some kind of pool.
We're not gonna have to swim to get in, are we?
Huh? Wait, do we have a non-swimmer among us?
Paimon just flies
No,
everywhere.
I don't think that's the real problem here.
Someone's scared, huh? Well then, I'll go first.
Oh, and
Look at
there
the
she
sky
goes.
pool.
She's gonna show off her oh-so-perfect swimming skills now.
Please be mindful of your wording, Main Fräulein.
Oh, right.
See you later.
Whoa! Mona dived right into the pool and disappeared. Let's catch up with her.
It's like the stone underneath. Whoa. You're not even going to try with that Enkanomiya thing. Where we actually dive into the water, then disappear. I just think it would have been funny if there was a rock next to her, next to that pool, and then a diving board on top. Ooh, pretty.
What a spectacular structure.
Wow. I've never seen anything like this. Hey, Mona, your mirage is amazing.
Though it falls short of the glorious Immonakreich, one must admit that it is an impressive realm nonetheless, Lady Magistus.
At least it's not showing me getting lectured by the old hag. Thank goodness. Well, what else would you expect of a genius astrologist's mirage? Okay, let's get started.
Oh, you think it's wet, but it's not. It's just... So these things are little steps. Actually, you know what? I think I need a loo. Hang on, let me get out of there. How do I get out of this chat? Not gonna send a message, but okay. I will be back.
Just let me know if you ever find yourself in a pinch. I can help you out. If the Arataki gang stirs up any trouble, I'll drag every last one of them back to apologize. The criteria for certificate exams are straightforward enough. What it really comes down to is whether you are willing to put in the time. If you study and practice, then it's really not all that difficult. Just let me know if you ever find yourself in a pinch. I can help you out. If the Arataki gang stirs up any trouble, I'll drag every last one of them back to apologize.
I'm back. This hot weather is playing merry hell with me. Why has this place got abyss sigils right there? Ooh! Ooh! This is cool. It's very deep. Ooh! Guess what? Very. Oh no. Oh no. I'm never gonna remember this. Upper slot, lower slot, what? There's one here too. I'm gonna take a guess. Wait. Oh, wait. Let me just look at this. Why is it pointing to this one specifically? Okay. Wait. Oh, I see. No, that was right where it was.
Whoa! It's
Okay, I get it now. Let me go here first. Oh, you can change your party settings here. Okay. Took a hot minute to understand that. But, oh, I like these sort of puzzles. I was referring to the previous room, okay. Oh. It's like a dagger. Okay. Uh-huh. Oh, it was right the first time, I think.
Let's take a moment to rest and plan our next move.
Oh. Okay, I got it. I like this sort of
There's a
puzzle.
star over there.
Stop.
And now it's gone. Let's follow it.
What do you mean gone? I'm going to break it. No? It's a very pretty star. It's very bleak music though.
It's made its way inside.
Yeet. I see no. Wait, what? Mona, why are you on my team?
I've always been very proud of my talent in astrology. What in the... Is that my voice?
Can't even jump.
I believe that astrology is a valuable discipline and that it is capable of revealing the inner workings of this universe.
Woo!
Oh, that's me talking to myself. When people discovered I could perform divination, they began to bombard me with inquiries. When is my missing son going to be found? Do they love me or not? Will I ever recover?
Whoa! Ooh! I want this in Shred Teapot, this. These little glowy things.
Being the honest person I am, I told them exactly what I saw through the scry glass.
Didn't go down too good, did it?
Though honesty may bring about resentment, I couldn't lie in the face of such a noble art. Astrology is a scam. That's insane. Can you please leave me alone now? I need some space. It felt as if I was being stabbed with razor-sharp knives formed by their disappointment. I could see the future, yet I felt miserable, as if I'd fallen into an abyss.
Oh. So what you're saying is don't take hits? Or am I meant to take hits? Oops. Ah! Did I pass?
Lady Magistus, this is heartbreaking.
Please don't try to comfort me. It'll only make me feel embarrassed.
Come on, you don't need to pretend in front of us. You need a hug.
No. That was really how I felt back when I first started out in astrology, but I've matured now. I'm no longer so easily swayed by random people's opinions.
Who would have thought? Even Magistus, the court archmage, was not spared of vexatious times in her career.
It must have been difficult to be misunderstood by others. I'm glad that you were able to move past that.
Actually, there are many who have given up astrology due to similar circumstances. But I am a genius, so it's only fair that I'm able to accomplish what others cannot.
It's pretty inspiring to hear you say all that in an amazing place like this.
Yes, good.
Sorry to interrupt, but the door is that way.
This place is kind of unsettling.
All right. I'll let you shower me with praise after all the mysteries are solved.
Kind of pretty now, think about it. This is really making me think of Dragon Quest VIII. If I ever get an Elgato, that's what I'm just going to stream. It'll probably be the PS4 version, of course. So, no, PS2 version. Ugh.
Huh. The surroundings appear to have changed. This isn't the beach we originally left.
The area appears to be the mountains of Mondstadt. Wait, have we been sent back to Mondstadt?
Yet the boundless ocean still surrounds us.
Weird.
There should be another pool around here for us to enter.
Over here, y'all!
Why isn't it letting us enter?
Oh, something seems to be floating on the water there.
Is it a painting? Or what is it?
It seems to be hinting at a specific place.
It is anticipating that the Princessin would guide her loyal followers to the location that has been chosen by fate.
Why is it always you that has to take the lead? No matter. Let's just find this place first.
Hello.
This
Ooh, radishes. Alright, so we'll go.
stabilize.
Get with me! No, my son!
Hang on. No, I'll try the first time. There we go.
All right, this'll do.
Huh?
Order guide you.
Get with me!
to act.
It's a really pretty sky. Oh, hello.
Out of my way!
Oh, hello. Are you digging at my shiny? Now I'm going to keep looking. What's that? I get the feeling this is important. Or rather, I know I'm going to forget about it. Wait. Okay. Oh, hello. Uh-oh.
Gather!
Rain outlines your fate.
Get the feeling that's a wind one, so.
You called?
Yep. Oh, that's never happened. That's not happened. Where am I meant to be going?
Flames! Purge!
Oh, you need a certain order, don't you? Random. You've given me no goal whatsoever, you just give me a timer and no clue what to do with it. I don't like it. I like it when the timer runs out and it doesn't tell you what you're meant to do. It's annoying as heck. Seriously, what am I meant to be doing? There's nothing here. Go up here and look for clues. I don't care, there's no challenge to be had. You didn't tell me what the heck you were meant to be doing. Hello? Was this what they were aiming for? Was there a point to this? I'll stop flinching. Seriously, is there a point to this?
Time to act.
Boring!
You know what, just never mind. Ugh. Look, Mihoyo, when someone has to Google the answer, you're failing.
A walk would be nice.
And frankly, this has just pissed me off. Right. Got that one. Is it this one? What's that? Oh, we got another piece. No. That's right where it was. Oh. Where's the extra one? We've still got the other piece to place, so... No, it's not that one. Look, I get the idea, but I can't see the sky. Hope you expect me to follow you up there. Eh? Well? We're just meant to guess randomly? Taking wild guesses here. Oh, why are you going that way? Okay, look, you've given me no clues whatsoever. First one was easy, second one, no clues. Might seem simple in hindsight, but not right now.
Every course of action has its risks. Be careful.
Okay. Did I blatantly Google that? Yes, because you were useless, Mihoyo. Seriously, how am I meant to see that? Or am I meant to look at the other side? Hmm? Ooh, what's...
There's another star! Let's follow it!
Astrology reveals the truth unreservedly, but not everyone is willing to accept their faith. No matter. Running into difficulties is part of practicing the craft. I must also become stronger myself in order to convince people. I once met an adventurer on a mountain who also happened to be picking fruits. He was even kind enough to share some with me, so in return, I agreed to perform a divination for him. The results were terrifying. I advised him to give up adventuring as soon as possible, otherwise he could meet his end within the next 2 years. He fell silent for a while. Surprisingly, he didn't doubt the results of my divination like others had, but he looked quite perplexed. Even so, I have to keep going. Adventurers can't just give up in the face of hardship. With that, he picked up his pack and headed for the peak. However, try as I might, I could never forget that incident. Why is that?
So, Mona, is that adventurer dead now?
That was the only time I ever saw him. And that was more than 3 years ago, which means he's no longer alive.
But isn't there still a chance that he's alive? You know, like maybe you just made a mistake.
You can't call it divination if you reject anything bad and believe the good unreservedly. That's just self-deception. Of course, casually performing divination for fun might be a different matter, but in my field of expertise, there's no room for lies. To contradict my own reading would be a blasphemy against astrology.
Cruel, but truthful. Such is fate.
I don't usually say things like this, but while we're on the topic, I really hope you don't confuse astrology with those fortune stick peddlers that you see along the streets. Astrology does not exist to please. We astrologists are here to verify and witness the truths of this world. Ugh. Which is why astrology is a disdained profession. It is a mighty art, but unfortunately one that annoys people nonetheless.
Why dost thou protest so much, Lady Magistus? Thou seems not to be the sort with whom one would be loath to be associated.
What Mein Fräulein means is that she's glad to be friends with you.
No, that's not exactly what I said. Whatever has gotten into you, Oz, you misinterpret my utterances with increasingly alarming frequency.
Oh my, why could that be? Perhaps I have been concerned that Mein Fräulein could offend her friends, and have been attempting to soften her words.
Although you're the only astrologist I know, you've left an awesome impression on me. You're not annoying at all. Those who go snooping around for secrets, yet ignore whatever they don't want to hear, they're the ones who should reflect on themselves. Knowing your fate doesn't come cheap.
If one could simply avoid fate with just a few words, no one would have to endure the pain of parting. Mona, don't take others' comments to heart. Follow your heart, and never forget what's right.
Oh, I don't need comforting, thank you very much. I'm very tough, you know.
Huh, her ears are red. Slightly.
Well then, thank you.
What dost thou say? Speak up and offer your highest reverence and blessings to the Prinzessin.
Okay, Your Highness. Instead of making a scene, why don't you go collect the other fragments in the new location reflected by the pool? We can't enter the mirage without them.
Mein Fräulein, you are the only one with eyes sharp enough to locate the secrets.
If that's the case, very well. I shall proceed to the beach.
Let's go, Mona.
I like this quest.
Okay, coming.
I get the feeling that the Castle quest was designed before they did the Perilous Trail in this and the Summer Odyssey one. So I like this new style when we have all the characters, the playable characters in the quest instead. Actually, pretty sure I already have stuff. Hey. Hey! How annoying.
Stand with me!
This is order. Stabilize.
No, my sword!
Oh, hello. There we go. Uh-oh. Oh, hello. Ice. Geo. Huh? Does that mean you're another one around here? Ah. This might be a problem. I don't have you on.
What shall we do?
Oh. Ah. Okay, what you're saying is venti.
Give me a moment to compose.
Ah, climb.
Brace yourselves.
What?
Let's play.
There we go. Honestly.
Outrider Amber, reporting.
Ice.
Need my...
Rain outlines your fate.
Is there an order to these? Ugh. Not doing it. Nope.
Sure.
What'd they do this time?
We are here for the quest. Just the quest.
No, my sword!
Ah, whoops. Oh, there's another one down here as well. Okay.
Time to act.
Good to know, not... No. We are here for the quest. Storage stuff, number stuff to do.
Body and mind.
we've returned here once more.
Looks like the story's not finished yet. Let the adventure continue.
Yep. Didn't I already do this one? Well, they've been in there, so. Okay.
If my calculations are correct, Wanwen Bookhouse is due to receive a batch of new releases today. Might we add a small detour to our adventure?
Okay, that's one of them. Where's the deer? I'll give these ones back.
Body and mind.
Did I already do this one? Yeah, I did this one.
Time to act.
Here.
Body and mind.
What is this place? Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, good. Okay. saying is I should change this one. Come on, keep going. Guesswork, isn't it lovely? No? No, come on. There we go. Okay. Really? Okay, so straight line of 3. That would be this side. No. No. Go back, all the way back. Okay. Is it quite literally just pointing that direction? It is. Okay. Ooh, hello. Oh no. Ah! Oh dear. So what you're saying is there's a conch here. Oh, there it is.
Humanity's curiosity toward the stars is an instinct. If only I could decipher all the secrets to be told right here.
Probably not, but I'll make a decent bash it. Ah. What? Mona. Help. What did I do? No clue. Actually, hang on a second. No, come on. This is why we need the whole menu in domains. I can't keep doing this, looking up and down like that. Aha! Oh, come on! Well, it's not like I don't have a real one in real life. Okay. Cookie, stop moaning.
Just let me know if you ever find yourself in a pinch. I can help you out.
No, it's this one I should be taking a photo of, isn't it? Ah! I think we're right the first time. Okay, look, for Sumeru, dial it back a bit. Get back here. Did I get it by random luck? 'Cause I really couldn't find the guide for this. How did I get that right? Okay, I'm out of here. Oof. Oh, I didn't just notice you. Where did you go? Have I just accidentally killed myself? I've just walked into a very strange place.
Osmantha.
What? Where? Oh no, not this again. Watch me challenge it. Ha ha ha!
Stabilize!
Geo Traveler must be having a great blast. Oh no.
Gather!
Haha. Yeah, that was blatant cheating. I do think I've gone around in circles. Very nice. Okay. So I completed that one. I don't need to go back to it. This is one we want to go to next, but I also unlocked this one. I think. Might be the wrong one. Might be just going around in circles. Am I going around in circles? We'll figure it out in a bit. Yeah, I'm going around this one. So it is a deer one I have to go back to. You know, this reminds me of actually Okami, the final level on Okami. That's what this reminds me of. So I've got them all, okay. Is there any Primogen rewards for that? I've got to do those as well. Get the feeling if I paid a bit more attention, probably would be done by now. Huh? I've already done this puzzle. Oh, you're just a star going up there, okay. Don't care. Huh? Okay. What's this? Start what? Oh. Oh. Okay. Huh? Simple enough. Can move that so I have a way back. Oops, wrong way. Help.
Solidify.
So star in that corner. Where'd he go? Ah. Okay. Help. Okay. Wait, what? Not helpful in the slightest.
Yeah.
Which way are we going here? Over here. Okay, from this side, it should be the shortest, which should be that one. Second shortest line would be possibly that one. Ah. One from that would be second longest, a zigzag. Just check. Okay, gotta get that one now, somehow. Can you just stay lit up? This would be the longest line. I assume it's the longest line. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh! Oh no. Okay. Okay. I can occasionally do a puzzle. Just give me time. Is that really all? Is that it? No, I don't think so. I don't buy it. There's got to be more to this. Seriously? Huh. Really thought there'd be more to that. Pretty though. Anyway. Ah, wait a second. No, come on. Right. So we've done the deer and the weird one. Or that one, I don't know. Oh no, we've done the deer and the other one. This should be the last. Should. Oh, here we go again. Where's the puzzle? Oh. Okay. Okay, hang on. Curve backwards on itself, so... These two are, from my reckoning, apparently completely disconnected. Hang on. It's just two lines. Wait, technically... There's a long line between those two. Or... Huh.
Every course of action has its risks. Be careful.
Let me think. Let me think. Yep, it's another star. Keep going. Stop going in circles. Come on, move. Move! Come on.
It stopped by the water, but didn't go in. Seems almost like it's waiting for something.
I have to go to the one with the seal. Can't find it. So it does work, okay. Okay, here we go again. There's no hints. Oh, got sign. Okay. Looks relatively confusing. Where's the straight line? Need two of them relatively close together. Whoever designed this puzzle was having a very creative feeling day. One of those days when you just want to dig out your paper.
There's another star here!
Just start drawing.
Was the first star waiting for this one?
Yep. You're telling me I have to go up here. You stay there, okay? I'm going up here. No doubt there's probably treasure up here. Give me the puzzle. Where is it? You're gonna shove it on the wall, aren't you? Please don't put it up there. I will come back here once I have a single clue what to do. Oh! Hello? How exactly am I meant to go over there? Must be linked to this. I will be back for both of you. Okay, so what's all this? Ooh, strange. Come on, move. Yeah. Let me find the other one I have to fix. And you get. Oh, hello. Hello, what are you doing there? You're just opening the door, okay.
Oh, wait, how the...
Another house in Mondstadt?
What are we doing in my house?
Your house? This is your house?
My, how unexpected. I heard Lady Magistus lived a modest life, but this abode...
Look at the labels on these books on the ground. Only one of its kind? 990,000 mora? Hey, that's super expensive!
Yeah.
There are so many expensive-looking hardcovers over here. So this is what an astrologist's room looks like.
The rooms are exquisitely designed. This place must be very expensive.
Hey, I'm just occasionally out of mora, that's all. I never said I was a pauper.
You're not? Oh, so what about those times I treated you to meals and had you over to my place for dinner?
Mein Fräulein, mind your phrasing.
Thou wert blessed with the coveted opportunity to enter the palace of the Immanok Reich and meet with the Kaiser and Kaiserin der Verurteilung. Or hast thou conveniently forgotten this magnificent occasion?
Oh, yes! The stew and cold cuts your mother made were heavenly. I could go for some more of that right now.
Lady Magistus, this is not the time for such things.
Is that Mondstadt cuisine? I want to try some. I heard Mondstadt has lots of local delicacies, especially meat dishes.
Then I shall extend to you the honor of meeting the Kaiser and Kaiserin with me on a future occasion.
Really? Hey, we should go too!
I don't think we've been invited.
Now that you mention it, it has been a while since I visited a friend's house. I shall gladly oblige. Oh, but shouldn't we bring some sort of gift?
Those two are very kind and understanding, so please, Don't worry about that. Just bring yourselves.
You seriously have to try her mom's cold cut platter. It's a specialty or something. Anyway, it's simply delightful.
We're all just inviting
Not to
ourselves over
interrupt,
to Fishel's
but
house.
perhaps we should start working on the puzzle at hand. Ever since I entered this place, I have found myself most preoccupied with that ornament.
Oh, right.
I didn't touch it, I touched something else. I was kind of hoping to have a look around the room, but... Huh? Here we go again. I can't even sprint.
Astrologists are able to understand the most complex signs among the stars. And because of this, they are not allowed to show any arrogance. If one believes that astrology grants them unlimited power, they will face banishment by the stars. In the past, I was ignorant enough to think that I understood all fates in the universe.
Strange.
Maybe it was some form of punishment. But I became lost. You should not get confused. If you should become confused one day, not even astrology will be able to help you then. That's what the old hag said. We astrologists can't predict our own fate. But today, those words seem to carry a different meaning. I understand now that people won't always follow a beacon's guiding light. Even though the way forward may be dark and dangerous, they will still resolutely forge ahead. Fate is called such precisely because it cannot be altered or reversed.
Ah! I was trying to glide, so...
I understand the governing laws of the universe, and have glimpsed secrets between heaven and earth. Observing it is enough for me. There are no perfect legends, and no heroes that can save everyone. Instead of dwelling on my helplessness, what I should do is seize my own destiny.
Was I meant to fall here? Oh, here we go again. Songli, you're up. No?
What a magnificent view!
Lady Magistus, I believe this is the firmest evidence yet of your immense genius. You truly are the greatest archmage in the history of the Immonakreich.
Thank you. Although the Immonakreich really doesn't have that much of a history.
I was gonna say that.
Stars like diamonds and the moon like a pearl. This is the most brilliant night sky I've ever beheld.
I think I'm a Hoyo developer's been to Lure.
It's
Lure, whatever it's
beautiful.
called.
To call up such a mirage, Mona must have a vast and boundless sea of stars in her heart.
I'm just thinking. These must be the things that we aspire to. This night sky is incredibly beautiful. In fact, I might go so far as to say it's even more beautiful than what I usually see in divinations. All the stars are in their rightful place. This is definitely my mirage. Only here can I see extraordinary sights like these.
Extraordinary? Why do you say that?
You know, the night sky of Tevat is truly marvelous. All the answers in the world seem to have been hidden within. When is my missing son going to be found? Do they love me or not? Will I ever recover? As your stars move across the sky, they record all your life events in their path. And among all the people in the world, a considerable number will see their stars deviate from their path. When your stars are on track, it means you will be healthy, happy, and at peace. Conversely, if your stars go off track, everything will get worse. The starry sky in my divinations would never look as perfect as this. Some stars would lose their way, and others would fall. I wish everyone could be happy and stay on track. To this end, I offer advice and tell the truth. I know it's useless. All fates are already revealed in the night sky, with mine too, just another among them. I can't change anything. Even so, outside of astrology, outside of the words of truth, I still cling to the wisp of an irrational fantasy. We must all live within the confines of reality, but call me presumptuous, but I still believe in miracles. In this vast sea of stars, there are stars for you, for me, for everybody. What are the chances of one star encountering another? Are these encounters not the most wonderful miracles in all of destiny? I don't know. But within Tevat, the stars in the sky will always have a place for us. Even if astrology is resolutely rational, fate remains arbitrary, cruel, but romantic. I think I have figured out what those stars are hiding. Now I will seize my own destiny.
How? Seriously. I'm just following these stars and making them disappear. Ah, hello.
There was a transparent bird made of crystal. It was beautiful and fragile and could sing the most beautiful songs. But since mortals couldn't see it, they believed it to be a trick. How could a transparent bird possibly exist, let alone sing? When the bird heard that, it flapped its wings and flew across mountains and seas all the way to the night sky, where it turned into a star. Its brilliance was so dazzling that it illuminated everyone. It allowed all those that could see it to follow its light through the dark night, to sail through the seas under the guidance of the stars. It was born in wisdom, but trapped in ignorance. It has never voiced a complaint, for this is its destiny. Guiding people to see their destinies is the very meaning of its existence.
We're back here again! So, are we completely out of the mirage?
I think
How
so.
Strange. My mirage didn't contain any hints on the Tui or the machine. Does that mean they had nothing to do with these mirages after all? Or perhaps these mirages are a mere consequence and not part of a process at all.
Paimon's lost.
I mean, these mirages were not steps towards solving the mystery, but rather a direct effect of whatever's going on. Someone did something to bring the mirages into being. As they were just passive side products, it was natural that they couldn't provide us with any useful information.
In other words, those mirages were only about ourselves.
Pure materializations of ourselves. Interesting.
Everyone maybe we should go back to where this whole thing began. During our first day on the island, the Traveler and I checked out the Fatui camp together. We found a strange machine there, as well as some disoriented Fatui. The researcher who spoke to us claimed that the machine was just a Fatui industrial invention. He even promised to not disturb us.
Right! And the Cappy Cap guy looked half asleep the entire time. He kept talking nonsense.
I wonder, is it possible that madness and mirages are two different outcomes of the machine's influence?
Or perhaps
If
he was
so,
also trapped in
everything
Mirage.
can be traced back to that damaged machine. Except for the difference in how it affects people. This, I believe, is caused by differences between the affected people themselves.
Oh. When you put it that way, it is indeed difficult to distinguish dreams and hallucinations. So what you're saying is, the device affected us differently because we are different from the Fatui.
Yes, and according to our observations over these past few days, I think the difference is that we all have stronger willpower.
Yeah, I can get behind that. People with strong willpower will hallucinate instead of falling into madness. But those who break too easily can't maintain a stable mirage.
In other words, we should go back to the Fatui camp and destroy that machine right away!
No, it should be repaired rather than destroyed.
What Main Fräulein means is that rashly destroying a machine we do not understand may lead to more serious consequences. It would be better to find a way to repair it first.
She just wants her kingdom.
It pays to be cautious.
If my guess is correct, that machine is capable of influencing the human brain. So we'd better tread carefully.
So let's go now! There's no time to waste!
Okay, before I even touch that machine... Huh? Oh, not right now. Just give me a moment to cool down. Ah, why am I clicking that? Where did that? We're going to very, very quickly get something here. Because I believe it's connected to the plot. What mountain is it talking about? Okay. Huh.
Lay waste to the wicked!
Ah, I'm blind. uh...
It's all yours.
Hmm. I lit that totem ages ago. Just look, just facing through it. Okay. Now, what's the puzzle here? So here's where you want to get, so... Oh. Oh dear. Okay.
It's all yours.
Okay, this should work. Huh. I think I need to get rid of that root first. Question is, where does that everything come out at? Ah, handy.
Rise!
Stand with me!
Sorry, Diluc. Okay. That should have fixed it, yeah. Yes, treasure!
Every little bit counts.
Beautiful. Oh, a blueprint. What's that blueprint for? Hang on. Was not expecting the blueprint. Oh! Does this make sound? I kind of hope it does. Anyway. I do have a faint idea. No, that wasn't it. I'm just gonna walk right past it. Yeah. Right. Oh, wait. Oops, I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? I'm sure I'll get there eventually. What the? Hello? I'm leaving you right there. You just popped up right behind me and it freaked me out. I keep going round in circles. Quite literally in some cases. Okay. Huh. You'd think I would have been here by now, because I usually just climb over ruins. Right. There's now we have context. Huh. Or at least not completely, but most of it. Now let's go to that quest.
Osmanthus wine is the same as...
And after this, I'm going to sail to that island in the very, very north of the map. Well, northeast. I'm going to sneeze, actually. Sorry if you are wearing headphones, I may have accidentally deafened you. Uh-oh.
Hey, look! Isn't that the same guy we saw on our first day here?
Yeah, he looks dead. Oh, no.
Everyone's gone crazy. Everyone should get out of here. We'll never wake up. But I was right, my precious. You are invincible.
Precious? What's his precious?
A miracle machine. Definitely not impossible.
I think he's referring to that machine.
What a drunkard.
Oh, goodness. The smell of alcohol. Maid Fräulein, please allow me to fan the fumes away with my wings.
Oh, excellent. Please, fan them away for me, too.
Certainly.
Please don't set them on
I've
fire
checked
with your
the
electro.
surroundings, but there's no one else here. Isn't that strange? The Fatui is a big organization, but he's the only one left at this camp. What's more, we didn't even see him the last time we were here. Even the larger gentleman from the first time is missing. I think they must be hiding somewhere. As for why they may be hiding, I'm afraid we'll have to ask him.
But he's as drunk as tone-deaf Bard. Should we wait for him to sober up?
Cleanse him with the holy spring of punishment.
Maid Fräulein means to splash him with water.
Ooh, sounds like a good idea. Let's try. Hey, he opened his eyes.
Huh?
What, did he sober up?
Hey, are you one of the Fatui? Can you tell us what happened here and what that machine is for?
Fatui? Ha! Fatui! Those blockheads from the administration will regret it now. That's what you get for rejecting my research, forcing me to conduct my research on this deserted island. My precious.
Someone was watching Lord of the Rings when he designed the
Why
script.
is he crying? Looks like he has a lot of pent-up emotions.
You mocked me and my precious invention. You don't know anything about the future. Only my invention. Idiots. Such idiots. Ow! Don't hit me. I won't blow up the lab again. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
This man's gone insane. There's no way we can communicate with him.
He wasn't like this when we first met him. It looks like the effects have grown worse, to the point of driving him mad.
My manuscript. My manuscript. Only that can save.
Manuscript? Where is it?
Don't yell at me. Don't yell at me.
Yeah, this is depressing.
Official, don't yell at him.
Then I'll...
Let me try. Kind sir, look at me. Now, tell me, where did you hide your manuscript?
no, don't force me to write a report. Go away.
He's completely lost in his own imagination.
Allow me. Please excuse me.
Oh! My butt! My brain is finally starting to work again. It's not a mushy mess anymore.
Can you tell me where you put the manuscript?
The manuscript. The manuscript is in the crack over there.
Finally! Otherwise, I was gonna have to blast some of my loudest rock and roll in his ears.
Kazuha hesitated for a long time before making a move. He's so nice.
It's already great.
Everyone, let's search the stone cracks nearby for the manuscript.
Did we just start a new quest? Could do this one tomorrow, you know. And I'm just that exhausted. How long is this one gonna take? Huh? Well, here's hope it wasn't too near the water. Aha! It's right in the water. Here's hoping it isn't all soggy.
Found it!
Congratulations! We found the key to solving the problem.
Let me see. Just as I thought. This machinery, named cognitive mimicry, is capable of altering the state of people's brains. It was invented by the researcher we met earlier. His name is Persakov. According to the manuscript, the Fatui officials did not support Persakov's research. They believed he had taken the wrong path. But Persakov insisted on putting his machine to use. In order to achieve that, he disassembled the machine and used his connections to transport the parts to this deserted island.
How did they find this island? The Fatui's intelligence network is not to be underestimated.
Yep.
Persakov was dead set on carrying out his experiments on this island. Most of his subjects were junior Fatui soldiers who all signed a waiver beforehand. It looks like they really thought this machine would benefit the Fatui.
How does the machine work?
That's most likely top secret. The manuscript didn't reveal any details, but Persakov did mention that the machine was modeled after the power of a god. Does that mean there's a god connected to these dreamlike mirages, and the Fatui found a way to research it?
Clearly. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been able to reproduce the god's power.
Anyway, Persakov's experiment did not go as planned. The machine broke down just days after it was activated. They tried to fix it, but the technologically illiterate Fatui soldiers completely ruined the machine. Even its most important component of all, the crystalline cores, got ejected and disappeared.
A testament to the importance of maintenance in all aspects of life. I believe we can all learn something from this.
Persakov may be a mad scientist, but he didn't want to see his subordinates suffer. Besides, if he didn't solve the problem, he would end up going insane as well. As a last resort, Persakov went out on his own to look for the cores. But he was just a sickly researcher, unfit for the task. He had to give up. Then, Persakov went searching for the soldiers who had gone mad and strayed from the group, and took them to a hidden cave.
I think that was where they were at the day we arrived on this island. Persakov was taking a strong Fatui soldier somewhere.
Yes, it took Persakov all of his strength to get all the missing soldiers into the cave. He tried to snap them out of it with music and poetry, but nothing worked.
We came here once, but there was no one around. Come to think of it, That must have been the day Persikov was busy gathering the soldiers into the cave.
There's good news and bad news written on the last few pages. The good news is, Persikov managed to figure out the location of the crystalline cores by piecing together the snippets of information he could get from the delirious soldiers. The bad news is Persikov failed to revive them and eventually succumbed to the device's influence himself. The last few pages of the manuscript are just unintelligible drunken scribbles.
It appears that the responsibility for this issue now falls to my retainers and I.
There's a map in the manuscript. The markings should indicate the locations of the crystalline cores.
Okay.
We've got no choice but to find the crystalline cores now!
I love how we don't have to look at it ourselves. Did I never actually visit this island? Huh. Well, here's the opportunity. Okay, here we go. No music? Oh, there we go. Pretty! Huh? Is there a point to this? Yeah, find the crystalline cores, then do what? Okay, first I'm gonna open the door for that cat. It's screaming in the background. Sort of wish I had another bottle of ice, to be honest. It's roasting. There's water up in the ledge as well. Oh, I hear you. I hear you. Not done yet. How are you not lying down asleep? Hmm? I think I might actually have to cut the stream short early. Oh, it really is that roasting. And it's a sweaty little face is staring at me. Right in front of the screen. Aww. He just likes getting his chin rubbed. He's a good kitty cat. Does that feel nice? Here, try this. Bit of ice. The bottle is slowly defrosting. Let me put that there. Does that feel good? You like that, don't you? Please don't lie on top of me. It's roasting today. You're just gonna make it worse for me. Can you move? Come on, keep moving. Keep moving. Dagger feet. Please don't sit on top of me. Not in this weather. Oh, but you're sitting right on top of everything. Literally everything, apart from the keyboard for once. This is not the place to sit. Not during a heat wave, but... Okay, you can have this. I'll put it on top of you, okay? Better? Okay, there's another thing. What's this do? Is there a point to this? Can I just pick this up? Help! You've left me zero context.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory?
Oof, yeah. Isn't it noisy for there when I'm streaming? Okay, so plainly I found these. But there is absolutely zero context for how to figure this out. Yeah, look, I know where they are. What do I do with them?
Every journey has
Okay,
its
hang on.
final day. Don't rush.
Right. Left. Left. Yeah, cat, sit down. You and your dagger feet. Cease and desist, that hurts. Okay, apparently there's one over here. Right. Left. Did I just do something by accident? I just did it by accident.
This should be one of the crystalline cores mentioned in the manuscript.
Okay. Where's everyone's? Move. Okay, there's one here. One here. And one there. This is me taking a wild guess. Where did the other one go? Ah, there it is. Okay. Congratulations for the zero context you gave us to solve this question, Hoyo.
And here's the second
Hoyoverse.
one.
Uh... Okay, however, people should not have to resort to Google to solve your puzzles. If they do, that's a sign you've failed as a company. That's my cat in the background, just jumping all over the place as usual, but at least it's not on me. Why did I ignore this place? Oh, this is northmost end. Okay, who just spotted me? Out the way.
Dissipate! Rain outlines your fate.
Oh, it's these things. Right, here we go. Right. Left. Right. And then go to the second one.
Time to act.
Why is there a firefly at this time of day? Left. Left. Right.
Body and mind.
We found all the crystalline cores! Let's put them back into the machine!
And maybe Saritsa needs to talk to Dotori about the whatever the heck he does to their soldiers to make them better, actually reducing their mind to soup.
We've inserted all the crystalline cores, Mona. Is that all we needed to do?
Please let it be all we needed to do.
I think so. That's what the manuscript says, anyway.
Let's give it some time. Hopefully it'll return to normal.
Someone's in our camp.
That someone saved your asses.
Who are you people? Hold on. Look at the machine. Is it fixed? What? But Mr. Prusikoff is still lying on the ground over there.
We're the ones who fixed the machine. Yeah, you're welcome.
We could have had a nice, relaxing vacation if all of this hadn't ended up occupying so much of our time.
So much more
Apologize
time.
to me and my retainers at once.
Uh-huh? Oh no, I'm out of here. Hey! Don't leave me here on my own. Mr. Persikoff's still there. We need to save him.
Those two definitely seem a little more lucid now.
It looks like we succeeded.
So why aren't we killing them for their insignia?
Yay! Let's get out of here then. Paimon wants to spend the rest of this vacation back at our own camp. Yeah, but it feels like our camp now. Kinda like our temporary home.
Then perhaps we should call it the Embassy of the Imanakreich and Dodoland.
Huh? No! That's too many words. Come on, let's go home now.
Let's. Still. That was an adventure. Hope this means the places aren't going to despawn instantly. I would like to go back there and go for more treasure chests and stuff. That's what we'll be doing tomorrow, just exploring for treasure's sake.
After coming home to a nice big meal, then having a long lie down, Paimon's finally starting to feel relaxed.
I'm not. I'm roasted.
Is the hospitality of the Imanakreich to thy liking?
Paimon's loving it.
Wonderful. Main Fräulein invited you all here not only to witness the arrival of our Holy Land, but most importantly, she wished that you could all relax and enjoy the summer.
It's too hot.
Great. Well, I've come to the right place. I love it here.
May this place become an eternal paradise.
Main Fräulein says she hopes to go on more adventures with you here in the future.
Of course. And you should come find me and Leo when you get the time. I'll show you around. Oh, also, my friend runs the best restaurant in Liyue. I'm sure you'll love it. If you're into opera, you should go see Yunjin. She's the nicest person, and she likes making friends with new and interesting people. I'm sure the two of you will have plenty to talk about with your shared passion for theatrics.
Oh? If Lady Xinyan speaks so highly of it, then I must entertain the idea.
Traveler, I have a suggestion.
Yeah?
There's a snack called roasted lavender melon in Inazuma, which goes rather well with fish. Why don't we roast some fruit and seafood for dinner tonight? Oh? Did you try it in Inazuma? That's great. You know, I want to follow your example and travel around the world. Hopefully, I can also make good friends along the way. That means a lot coming from you.
Ah, you're all here.
Yeah?
I've noticed an issue. Although we've fixed the machine, as you can see, the mirages on the islands have still not disappeared.
I've noticed that too. But considering it took some time for the mirages to appear, it may also take some time for them to disappear.
Yes, that's definitely possible. In other news, my scryglass seems to be working fine now. The divination results are also looking about right. Although there are some parts in the results that I don't quite understand. It's as if there is some sort of power surrounding us. And it's still watching us.
Alice.
Do you think it's caused by the machine? Or perhaps Persikov?
Sorry, I'm also not sure. All I know is that the power is not hostile at the moment, whatever it is, it doesn't seem to harbor any ill will toward us. Well, although there's nothing left to disturb us and we can finally kick back and enjoy our vacation, we still ought to be cautious while we're on these islands. I will keep seeing what the stars say.
I promised Fischl that I'd be her guard. I can help.
Good. I'll be counting on you. Goodness knows why those girls are so carefree about everything. I suppose it falls to me to be extra vigilant.
Oh, coming. Oh, so we're gonna call the tone-deaf bard, right?
Do you think he's alive? Have the cats finally killed him?
Well, hello there,
Oh,
strangers.
he's back.
You finally called. I thought you were having so much fun that you'd completely forgotten about me.
Nope. Oh, tone-deaf bard, a whole bunch of really strange things happened.
A strange machine that can imitate the power of a god? Wow. I didn't know the Fatui had plans like that. Their imaginations are truly running wild.
So, judging from your tone, it sounds like you don't know any more about this than we do.
Alas, I am but a humble bard who sings for his Mora in the tavern. Why would I know anything about it?
Ugh, so annoying.
But other than that, did you two have fun?
We did! We ate a lot of yummy food and saw loads of amazing things! It was really cool!
That's good. The point of traveling is to record any feelings stirred along the way. As long as you had an unforgettable experience, this journey has served its purpose.
Yeah, pity others who come after won't be able to experience
As
it.
for the mysterious voice, although we don't know who it was, not only did she not harm you, she also helped you to gain a better understanding of each other, right? If you look at it that way, maybe she meant you well. I mean, if she was able to intercept Alice's communication tool, I'm sure she's also plenty capable of attacking you.
Tone-deaf bard is right.
I'm glad to bring you some peace of mind. Just enjoy your vacation to the fullest. And don't forget to tell me all about the marvelous mirages when you get back. I want to record all these beautiful memories and turn them into ballads. Every summer will become an unforgettable song. Then I'll just wait for your return. Happy vacationing!
If Tone-deaf bard thinks it's okay, then maybe there's nothing to worry about. After all, Tone-deaf bard is still a god. We should probably trust him. Let's head back. We don't want to keep everyone waiting. Hold on. Didn't Fischl say earlier that she's going to catch some crabs? Oh, Paimon wants to go too.
Yes, crabs.
Now you have solved the mystery. Doesn't it make you feel happy? Satisfied?
Sounds like Kolai from the trailer.
Don't worry, I won't hurt you. I'm just a little bird that sometimes flies by these islands, and am now watching you from far, far away. I just so happened to sense a power here that has something to do with me. I was curious, so I landed on the beach to quietly watch everything that took place on these islands. It was fascinating. The ones who came here to work were so busy, and yet I still saw genuine smiles on their faces from time to time. And then all of you arrived later on, bringing your glorious dreamscapes and wonderful willpower. Your dreams are like the pure and delicate bubbles floating on the water. The more beautiful the illusion, the more it fascinates me. I'm not able to travel myself, but I do admire free spirits like yourself. So, I helped them design a little something for you all. I hope you liked it. As I said, I don't have an agenda. I'm just a little bird. I stopped here to admire your lives, joys, sorrows, and all. You are a special person with a unique and brilliant glow. I decided to communicate with you in this way because I'm really curious about you. There's no need to wonder about my name. Maybe one day in the future, we will meet in another place. When that time comes, I think you'll be able to recognize me. Hey, what are you doing? The crabs don't catch themselves.
Oh! It was Kalai, I think. Or possibly the Dendro Archon. Kusanali. Well, if it was anything Dendro, I'm sure I was at least partially correct, wasn't I? Please tell me I was partially correct, just even slightly. Oh, right, that does it. I'm logging off right now. I'll see you all, what day is it today? I'm going to take tomorrow off because I am exhausted. It is roasting today. Actually, well, yeah, I'm taking off. If you liked, follow the stream. If not, oh, my brain's fried. Yeah, follow anyway. I'm sure I've got something eventually. Like, bye.